for 1 minute to allow Vice President of the General Assembly and the Secretary General to leave. But please remain seated because we are about to hear 3 short, important addresses on a rather dire subject. So I will just escort Secretary General. Roll on this one. What? Okay, okay. We have 3 videos. 3 videos. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I resume the meeting. And I plead for your attention, please. As you are aware of, a terrible flooding hit hard parts of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, and Croatia, causing the loss of life and wide-scale material damage. We shall now hear 3 brief video messages informing us on the recent situation on the ground and the need for help and assistance. The video started a little bit earlier than I thought, so let me just inform you who will address us. The first video message is coming from Sarajevo by Vice Chairman of the Council of Ministers and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, His Excellency Zlatko Lagumdzija. The second statement is coming from Zagreb, Croatia, and it will be delivered by the First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign and European Affairs, Madam Vesna Pusic. And finally, the third message is coming from Belgrade, from Serbia, delivered by Minister for Public Administration of Local Self-Government, Mrs. Kori Udovički. So we start with a message from Sarajevo. Thank you for your attention.
Your Excellency, Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, dear colleagues, distinguished guests, I want to thank you for this opportunity to address you and thank the international community in general for all efforts that were done in previous days when the biggest tragedy, natural disaster in the history of this part of the world happened to us. We have literally thousands and thousands of people who survived and who are in a situation like they were 19 years ago, when they had to start all over again. They had everything, and after the war, 20 years ago, after this disaster a few weeks ago, they suddenly remained again with nothing. We really rely very much on your support. We thank for everything that was done so far. We thank for emergency assistance that was done through UN, through EU, through a lot of international multilateral organizations, and through individual countries that were helping us. I want to thank a lot of people all over the world who showed their solidarity on an individual basis to Bosnia and Herzegovina. I want to tell you that this created enormous sense of unity in the country because thousands and thousands of volunteers were crossing entities and ethnicity lines, helping people in need all over the country. I want to also express my deepest condolences and sympathies not only to the families who lost their beloveds in this country, but also in our neighbors and the tragedy that happened to them, to Serbia, and the flood that were happening in Croatia. This will make this country be more united because people are more united. This is making this region more united. And this is making, I'm sure, us more looking like United Nations are united in helping us. It is crucial for us that we have the best possible assessment in this short period. And I thank to the UNDP, European Union and World Bank, who will be making enormous effort to get the best assessment as possible in just a few weeks. There will be precondition for the second phase, after emergency phase, the phase in which we are hoping that sometimes in July we will be able to have a donors conference that will be devoted to the reconstruction of this country. Reconstruction of this country should be focused on areas as usual after disasters. But there are two things that I want to underline. First thing is, before winter, that we provided people who are now without their roofs, without their homes, that they are in their homes before the winter. And second priority is the people who lost their jobs, that we help them to have their jobs back. And to use this reconstruction phase as something which will help us, all of us, that this country goes to the new beginning in economic reforms, and use reconstruction for the new jobs, creation of new jobs that will be part of the prosperous future of this country. Solidarity is now showing among the people of this country, and solidarity is, I'm sure, being going to shown through the UN and every individual and every organization that is part of the greatest UN nations. For the very end, to conclude with this, I want to thank you, Secretary General, for your efforts. I want to thank all of you for your thoughts, for being with Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I'm sure that people of this country deserve to have a better future than it looks at these days. I want to underline again that it is very important that donors conference gets organized as quick as possible. It is very important that our institutions show that they function, and we hope that this is something that will unite the country again. Thank you, and looking forward to be on a common path to the better future of Bosnia and Herzegovina, of this region, and of every individual that was affected by this severe act of nature, hoping that we will be better prepared in the future.